Hi, this is Greg Hawkes from the Cars, and you're listening to Night Thoughts, the longest running Cars podcast ever.
You're listening to Night Thoughts, the Cars podcast. The Panorama's #1 source for news, reviews, and thoughts about the new wave rock legends, the Cars. Oh, and a little bit of steel wool, sunshine, and rainbows.
You're listening to Night Thoughts, the Cars podcast, episode 32. I'm one of your hosts, Dave. I make shit up. And joining me is my co-host, Donna. She giggles at my shit. How's it going, Donna?
Good. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing great today. Hey, ask me what I'm wearing today.
Hey, what are you wearing today?
What a perv. No, I'm not telling you what I'm wearing today. No,
You are wearing something, aren't you, Dave?
I am. I am wearing my Cars debut t-shirt.
Nice. Very nice.
The vintage one.
The real. Now, is it the vintage one that you made to look vintage, or is it actually a vintage one?
It is the one that I made to look vintage.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Purple Night Thoughts t-shirt.
All right.
So,
Rock on.
Oh, yeah. We're representing today.
Boom. Well, let's get into the business, Donna.
Okay. Wait. Why are you wearing your debut shirt, Dave?
Because this episode's about the debut.
Oh, did you already announce the topic and I missed it?
No, I've boy, you have a short-term memory problem. No, I've not announced it, but if people are listening to it, they know that the title of this podcast is Album Dissections, the Cars debut.
Oh, good. Okay.
Right?
Yes, you are correct.
I'm thinking out of the box. I'm thinking ahead.
Very nice. Yes, we have smart listeners. They know what's going on.
We do have smart listeners, of course.
Yes.
All right. So business. We are all about the bit do. But you know what? I don't need to do bit do anymore because heck, people know where to find us now.
There you go.
You can get us on iTunes, you can get us on SoundCloud, you can get us on YouTube. If you subscribe to our RSS feed, which is that thing that you can get from SoundCloud, you can plug that baby into any podcast app that you use. So, hey, follow us. But if you follow us, subscribe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe and review us on iTunes. I haven't checked iTunes reviews lately. We probably still just have 2.
Oh.
But do it.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Leave a review. You can follow us on Facebook at bit.do/FB Night Thoughts. Follow us on Twitter at The Cars Podcast. And by golly, send us an email, nightthoughtspodcast@gmail.com. You can get a podcast t-shirt, bit.do/Night Thoughts merch. That's the end of the business, Donna.
Nice.
Any news with you?
Well, I do. I don't know if it's news per se, but I do have something I want to add. You know, our last episode was magnificent with the wonderful Mr. Greg Hawkes. And we've got a lot of feedback on that episode, which has been great. And I just wanted to read a couple of comments that people left about the podcast. And I will say that several people have said, when you do a part 2, can you ask him this? Can you tell him that? Can you ask him this? So I'm also compiling those, and we'll see. We don't want to wear Greg out.
Yeah.
Because you and I, of course, still have a huge list of stuff we want to talk to him about. So we'll see how that goes. But we did have some people. So here's some comments. One listener said, just finished listening to the podcast. Terrific job, guys. I appreciated the variety of topics you covered with Greg, especially the evolution, Richard and the Rabbits, Count and Swing, Danny Lewis, etc. I would love for you to ask. Okay, that's done for that one. Okay, here's another one. Fantastic interview. Greg Hawkes is a really interesting guy. I love that you guys pretty much let him ramble whenever he wanted. So often, interviewers seem to be in love with their own voices, not allowing the interviewee to talk. So kudos to you both for painting what must have been almost overwhelming excitement. Love that he's agreed to come back for part 2. Congrats on a great podcast, and a big thanks to Greg.
I'm in love with my own voice.
It's not quite like a
I
Jenny Durgan voice, but we're good,
no,
right? We're not Jenny Durgan, but
no,
we're good.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
If I didn't have Jenny to fall asleep to every night, I would record my own voice.
because as it is now, you put on your little cassette of her soothing you to sleep. Is that
I do. I
okay?
do. That is correct.
Here's another one. Loved this interview. Some of the questions were pretty funny, and he even handled the slightly uncomfortable stuff pretty well. Big thanks to Elaine Hawks for her help in making it all happen.
All right.
Another one, just heard the interview. That was so good. It flew by so fast. I'm going to listen again. Thanks so much to Greg and the both of you for an excellent interview. And then one
Wow.
more. I listened to the whole thing, all 1.5 hours of it. LOL. Well worth it and great interview. He remains the nicest man in the music business. Thanks.
Fantastic. And I just checked our iTunes profile, and big news, Donna. We actually have a rating now. We've
Hey!
had 6 people
No.
who have rated us. Bless your hearts. And so we are at a 4.5 out of 5.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's an A.
Oh,
Um, and then we have one review.
okay.
It says, I can't read the whole subject line. It says these hosts are, so it could be these hosts are shitty. These hosts are
Stupid,
superb. I'm not sure. These hosts are stupid. But it
silly.
says, wouldn't it? It's from Ray V Broccoli.
Oh, we like him. He's in the Facebook group. So it's probably these posts are super awesome.
Yeah. So wouldn't it be great to read that one Cars history book? Well, probably you can't because a copy only shows up occasionally for like $200. Wouldn't it be great to meet regularly at your local pub just to talk different topics regarding the cars with a couple of human cars encyclopedia people who are actually your funny friends? Not going to happen. Too unlikely. However, this is the next best thing. Holy
Aw.
crap, that is a nice review.
Oh, that's really nice.
Ray, you're a little ray of sunshine, Ray. That is awesome.
Ray is a ray of sunshine. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the review, buddy. I
Ray of
appreciate that.
sunshine and healthy vegetables.
And healthy vegetables. Like I'm sure he
Bingo.
hasn't heard that before, Donna.
I'm sorry, Ray. Dang it.
I'm sure it's the first joke he's ever heard that. All right.
Well, all right. Sorry, Ray. Okay.
So into the episode.
Wait, wait,
We
wait.
are
I do want
what?
to, well, I want to give a shout out to Dante. Dante Tomaselli.
Don? Oh yeah.
Dante.
Dante.
Dante's been super busy and a little under the weather lately, but I just want to say hey to him. And he also loved the Greg Hawkes episode. I should have grabbed his comments, but they're in the Night Thoughts group. He was totally digging it, and of course, I know what a big fan he is of Greg's, and so I knew he would be excited about it. So, hey Dante, hope you're feeling better, my friend.
Yes, get better, Dante. Hope it's not a curse.
Oh, I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, you never know. All right. So we're
Yes.
we're we're beginning to do album dissections, and this is non-biological. We are just going to go through the albums, and well, I just keep picturing a frog, a freaking frog, sitting on a wax mat.
Pin the album
You know,
down to some kind
yeah.
of okay.
But we're going to go through each and every Cars album and dissect it, meaning that we're going to just talk about the music and the lyrics and what our feelings are and anything else we can throw in there.
Nice.
And of course, we're starting off with the Cars debut, which is
Yes.
celebrating its 40th anniversary. # National Cars Day.
Yes. Are you waiting for me?
So, no, I'm ready to talk.
Okay.
I'll start off.
Let her rip.
First off, this is what a superbly produced album by Roy Thomas Baker. I mean, it's to
RTB.
me, it's perfect. It's perfect. And I only come to this realization um, after many, many, many years.
Okay.
And it's with the advent of listening to music on a personal device with headphones.
Okay.
All these years I've listened to it like on a cassette in my car or on an LP in my room, which, my stereo was never great or anything. But, when it comes down to having something that's remastered and digitized and right in your ears and hearing how slick and perfect this album is, it
Hmm.
blows me away.
Nice.
Um, it's like, 30 minutes of musical utopia. It's got the lyrics, it's got musicianship, it's got vocals, the production, and it's just something that I never realized until, in last year and a half of listening to it this way.
Nice. I agree. Well, but you know what? I just don't think I have really the auditory discernment. Like this other podcast I listen to, Rock Solid, he talks a lot. I mean, he knows all the producers. He talks about, this sound and that sound. He can tell it was produced by so and so. I don't get to that level. But I definitely agree with what you're saying as far as, you listen to this thing with headphones and it's amazing. It's transformative.
Yeah. You hear things that you've, haven't heard
Yes.
for 40 years. I mean, I even picked up something new listening to it however many times I listened to it in the past couple of days. It's going, wow, I've never noticed that before.
Yeah, well, and especially like I love to listen to I know we'll get to each one, but well, okay, so I'll save that. But you're right. You listen to it and pick up all sorts of little nuances, and part of that is the production, and part of it is just the musicianship of the cars. I mean,
Hmm.
their little flourishes and drum fills and Greg's synthesizer sounds. They're just so layered. There's just so
Yeah.
much in there.
And the big difference I think that between you and I, we've discussed this before, is that one, I'm older, but I experienced this album back in the day when it came out, and at the time this album came out, it was something new and it was something fresh, and it was
Hmm.
fucking cool to me. And a lot of articles talk about it was the time of disco and so forth, but in my neck of the woods, this was a departure from, the basic rock that we'd
Foreigner
been
and
listening to, yeah,
yeah,
throughout the 70s. We had Boston and Kansas and Ted Nugent and
right.
Angel and Judas Priest, and we had the country rockers, like
Bob Seger and
Atlanta, yeah, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Charlie Daniels, ZZ Top, those kind of guys. And so that's what I'd grown up with so far, and then to hear this, it was just, it was different, it was new.
yeah. Yeah, well, and you're right. I mean, that's
So it's,
it was huge. It was hugely different. People didn't even know what to make of it half the time.
yeah, and it was a slow build. um and I don't know, I think it just depends on who you hung around with at the time and people who had their eye open for new music. And I just happened to live down the street from a guy who was into music.
Hmm.
And so my introduction to the Cars was a lot sooner probably than other people in my town probably were introduced to it. I don't remember why. I don't know if I listened to radio that much during that time, um, but it was like hearing this new band. It was like a little, like a dirty little secret that I had. Like, man, this band is freaking cool, and 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 I don't even remember like sharing it with anybody else. I know this guy down the street listened to them. My brother listened to them,
Hmm.
um, and I listened to them. But we weren't like fanboying over them or anything like that. But it was just something that kind of internally, as an adolescent, I thought, yeah, this is cool. The Cars, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
And just, kind of going around with it, getting home from school and putting it on the turntable. That was cool. When I started driving, listening to the Cars in my car. Um, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, but it just made you feel set apart from your peers, you know.
Right.
Uh, but the big huge draw for me on this album, from I said before, the first song I heard was "Good Times Roll" on a big giant ass stereo, with Dave Robinson's synth drums that are doom doom doom,
Right.
and then the other big draw was Greg Hawk's keys, um, because I'd never listened to a band that used electronics in that way before.
Right. Were you gonna?
So let's.
Sorry.
What, are you fact checking me? What are you doing?
No,
Are
no,
you
no.
listening to me, Donna?
I'm ordering stuff off of Amazon. No,
Yeah.
I just was I wanting to let you share as much as you're going to share, so I wasn't sure when you were done. I was going to say, for me, well, we've talked about this before. I didn't really my bigger awareness of the Cars growing up was in the '80s, of course, with Heartbeat City and Shake It Up. Um, but I did know, of course, Good Times Roll, Just What I Needed, and Best Friend's Girl. But I did not associate at that time. I did not associate that music as having come from the same band as Heartbeat City. You know what I mean? I never really connected those, and partly because I wasn't obsessed with the Cars. It was just music on the radar. When this album came out, I was listening to Chic and Commodores, and I was really into a lot of the Motown sound and the soul stuff because my older sisters, that's what they listened to. And so this was kind of in the background a little bit. And then, through the '80s, it was their '80s music. So it wasn't until later that it was just like, oh yeah, of course I knew that was the Cars, but it didn't really come to me until then. So for me, the pleasure of discovering them has just been so much more recent, and already with the headphones and the remasters and that kind of stuff. So I jumped in when what took you 40 years to, of waiting, I jumped in right at that point. So,
Well, let me digress a little bit, and then we'll get into each individual song.
okay.
You, the fact that you're ordering things on Amazon while we podcast.
I wasn't. But,
Um, this is a PSA for all of you people out there.
oh no, not your
Um,
colonoscopy again, is it?
no,
Oh, okay.
do not get the Amazon app on your phone. It makes ordering things very easy, especially when you're on a podcast. You just flick it on there, boom, ordered it. Well, my wife, who is an accountant, bless her heart, came to me and said, do you realize how much you're spending on Amazon.com?
Dang.
I'm serious.
Oh
And she showed me, and I was like, holy shit. And I just I just about keeled over. So the Amazon app is no longer on my phone.
no.
So lesson learned, people.
Yes, wow, that was a
Don't 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 be a Dave. Don't be a Dave. Yeah, there you go.
Yikes.
But that is the danger, married couples, of when one person does the bills and takes care of all the finances, the other one is oblivious. I'm just oblivious to it. And especially with a memory of a house plant, I have no clue what I've done. It's like, oh, I want that. I'm just going to order it. And then there you go. And boom, before you know it, you've racked up quite a bit of money. So there you
That's
go.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I know. I better check
All
with
right.
Ken now. He does all of our finances and stuff. So
You
I better.
better check with Ken.
I know. I better. Am I in trouble?
Yeah. All right. So good times roll.
All right.
You want to go first? What do you
Um.
think?
Well, I've always wondered if the Cars were really the one to coin that phrase. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
is that did that phrase already exist before they did that song? Because you hear it a lot now. In fact, I think it was like a yogurt container or something. Let the good times roll was written on the foil part of the yogurt container. And I mean, like, I see that slogan everywhere, and I wonder if the Cars started that. You
Oh,
ever thought about that before? I'm gonna say that
no,
they
I've never
did.
thought about that.
I'm gonna vote yes because I can. And then if anybody knows otherwise, let me know. I'm gonna credit the Cars with starting the whole "Let the Good Times Roll" slogan.
Well, this song, um, I talked about David's drums in the beginning or whatever, but I can remember the thing that really stood out to me and with first listen on this were those background vocals. And of course, as a kid, you don't understand the aspect of them, that they had stacked the vocals and
Right.
it's more than humanly possible. That just blew me away. And probably also because it was being played at 11 at the time. But the in just listening to this song over and over, lyrically, this song was always kind of it, Rick Ocasek has always said, people make the songs whatever they make of them. They become personal to them. And this
Right.
song to me was, as I said, the Cars are like my little secret. My how I was setting myself apart from peers or whatever. And this song was kind of an anthem to me about that. It's let them leave you up in the air, let them brush your rock and roll hair, which I love that line.
Yes.
Uh, so that's this song has some significance for me. It's not my favorite tune on the album.
No.
Um, matter of fact, I would say it's probably in the bottom two of this album,
Hmm.
but still, it means something to me.
Interesting. You see that about the vocals and and I've heard like Rick, a lot of people have talked about that, about the how big of a sound that was. And I think at first the guys in the band were kind of like, we're not sure about that if we like that or not. But it was a Roy Thomas Baker thing. Um, my kids, I associate that kind of a sound more with like Queen. And
Hmm.
we call it, my kids and I call that the Muppet Choir. Like we can just picture all these little Muppet faces,
Yeah,
all just wide mouth, oh, whatever. Um,
yeah,
and so um, I do hear that obviously in Good Times Roll, but I don't, and I hear it in the other songs on the album, but I don't associate that with them so much as I do like Queen. I don't think it was as big as like Queen, but it really
mm,
sounds good. And yeah, I think for me, I really noticed the difference when, although the band is so amazing live, it becomes obvious, the stack becomes obvious because they can't recreate it, but also because Elliot and Greg's background vocals are not quite as, not that they're not strong. I don't know. They just don't sound quite the same. And
yeah.
so,
But and you can really hear Benjamin's voice in the
yeah,
backing vocals on this song, which is really cool. It's almost like a lead backing vocal that he
yes,
has in there. But as far as recreating it live, and this is no offense to Mr. Easton, but the whether or not this song um, recreates that vibe of the studio version is really dependent on how good Elliot's vocals were that particular night or that
hmm,
particular time they're doing the live shot.
okay,
I've never heard Benjamin be off. I've never heard Greg be off, but definitely hear Elliot
yeah,
be a little off on this song.
I see.
So
Well, the thing for me about Elliot's vocals are that in relation to this album is that like if you listen to Change No Change or some of his other, or even like when he sings Something Else for the Cars and some different things, his voice doesn't sound like it actually comes across on the album. His voice is gruffer or it has a little bit more of an edge to it than the backing vocals on this album. So I can't really identify Elliot on the album as much because he just doesn't sound that way to me live. Does that make sense?
yeah,
His voice just sounds different. So yeah, my favorite part of this song is when he says, "If the illusion is real, let them give you a ride." And then Greg's synth after that is so just on the nose. It's just perfect. That's my favorite part of the whole song.
hmm.
Yeah.
The ending is pretty cool too. It just kind of, it's like it ends in like pixie dust, kind of a feeling.
Ah,
Just I
yeah,
just love
yeah.
how that ends.
Just sort of dissipates into the air. Very
And then
nice.
segue, dun, 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 right into my best friend's girl.
This song is so great. It really is. My best friend's girl.
Very. Yes.
Yeah, you got the hand claps in there. Of course, you got.
And you know what? I could not recreate those hand claps when I was a kid for shit. I mean, like,
You're always, always off.
I couldn't. I can remember trying to do it, like sitting in my brother's car and
Yes.
just and give it up, dude. You got no. I couldn't do it. but but this is a song you get your first sense of EE's
Yeah.
lead guitar work. I mean,
Yes.
it's pretty cool. I
Oh
would.
yeah.
That's another one of those leads that um, I say needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as
Yeah.
recognizable lead
Hmm.
guitar part. I mean, if
Oh
you
yeah.
just played Elliot's lead guitar, people would recognize what song it's from,
Oh yeah.
no
Yeah.
doubt.
And it's got that, finger picking style, kind of
Yes.
a little bit of a hillbilly-ish tone that is so unexpected but perfect in a
Mm-hmm.
rock song.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's really great. And the other thing I love is Ben's bass because it's really so melodic behind the verses. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not, again, there's the headphones. You put the headphones in, you can pick out Ben, and it's just so great. It's not like he's just going doom 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 doom.
Yeah.
He's got a whole little melody that he's doing back there, and it's awesome.
And a lot of Greg's synth work, especially at the end of the song where he's going off on a different line along with Elliot. It's incredible to listen
Yeah.
to if you can separate it out in your head and just focus on it. Really cool.
Yeah. Well, and there's like I think it's in the Cars Live or Unlocked, maybe they have a little clip of the guys doing a sound check, I think during the Panorama tour, and you hear Greg, sort of that deep, it's almost like a tuba. It's probably not, but it's like that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was like, where is that coming from? Like I had never noticed that underlying in that song. There's sometimes when
Hmm.
I just can't pick out what each guy is doing, and so just another little nuance in there that's like brings the whole song together, but you just don't really notice it immediately because it's
Yeah.
all so tight. It's all so complementary to each other. It's just one sound. It's amazing.
What do you think is the real surprise? He doesn't know the real surprise. Every new boy that you meet, he doesn't know the real surprise.
That she sleeps with everyone.
She's a man, baby.
No, you. I don't like that real surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe the real surprise
Every
is
new boy.
that she's not gonna be your
Yeah, maybe
girlfriend.
that. Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
I never thought too much in depth about this song other than it was just kind of a feel good song.
yeah.
Um, I did have a buddy who ended up marrying this girl that she used to be my girlfriend. We used to get a kick out of saying that.
Oh.
Oh, my best friend's girl. Oh, she used to be mine. Oh, um,
That sounds
but
sweet.
other than that, I never thought too much into this song lyrically. Other than it's just kind of a feel good song, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Now you know that this song was wasn't this the first picture disc created? Was
Yeah,
Best Friend's Girl. Um, and it was probably just about the only song that was popular in the UK during these early years of the Cars.
probably because of the rockabilly sound to it. I'd guess
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But
they like that stuff over there.
yeah, I guess. Um, yeah, and the other thing I love is the that I noticed was the when they let me think how it goes. Here she comes again
Yeah.
line. So the first chorus they sing it I think twice. The second chorus they sing it three times, and then the third time they sing it 4 times.
Yeah.
And I love
Yes.
it. It's just little things
And
like that I just dig.
I never realized how cool those background vocals were on that until I heard that song played live the first time.
Yes, yes. Sometimes, in fact, a lot of times when I listen to that song, I only sing Ben's part, which isn't much, but I love
Yeah.
it. And I picture him.
Sometimes I sing David's part in that song. And you know what? I nail it every time.
Spot on.
Spot on, man.
I also, of course, love how in the live footage, they're clapping their hands over their head and Ben's got his pick in his mouth. And
Yeah.
then you see him, pull it out, either obviously or, sometimes he does it kind of on the sly. But I love that.
I asked Greg Hawkes through a message once if the hand claps were real hand claps or electronic.
And
And he thought it was a good question. No, it's real. I mean,
that's what I
he said
thought. Okay, good.
him and Benjamin and Elliot stood around a microphone and clapped.
Love it. Good. That makes me so
Yeah.
happy. I don't know
Well, you
why.
can
It
tell
just
it's
sounds
real
great.
hand claps,
Oh,
and
I always thought it was. Yeah.
there isn't any production put into it. I mean, those hand claps sound really raw
Mm-hmm.
to me
Yes.
in that recording,
Yes. So I'm
which is
glad.
cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
All right. How about we go on to my Desert Island song?
Yes. Yes.
The greatest song in the world. I know you don't agree with it,
Paw,
but it
play
is.
play the wasting all my time song, Paw.
That's right. My Desert Island song, just what I needed. Yeah. And this is the way I look at it. My granddaughter asked for it every time we're in the car. Every freaking time. But the thing about it is, I've never get tired of this song. There isn't, I mean, there's been times where I'm like, get tired of certain albums or, skip certain songs or whatever. This song, I never skip.
Yes.
This song I can listen to over and over and over and over. It
Yes.
never gets old to me.
Well, and I'm not. I've never said it wasn't a great song. It's just not my Desert Island song. I don't want you to think that I don't agree with you as far as it being magnificent. And if there's any testimony to how wonderful it is, it's your granddaughter, the next generation loving it just as much.
Yeah.
It's
And
pretty.
I don't think she's going to be like into the Cars like I'm into them. I think she's discovered Queen from her father, which is
Uh,
very worthy. I think that's pretty
yes,
awesome.
yes, we'll give her that.
Um, but this song is the kind of song that I think um, a lot of people know.
Yeah,
They may not know it's the Cars, but a lot of people know this song.
exactly. And in fact, if you talk to people and they don't, even these young kids, the teenagers and 20-year-olds now, if I say, blah, 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 the Cars, and they don't know who that is, and I can say or sing a little bit of Just What I Needed, and they go, oh, yeah, yeah, I know that song. Oh, yeah, it's the Cars. Yep, very recognizable.
What makes this song great to me? Two things I'll say three things. First of all, the guitar riff at the beginning with
Yes.
the dan dan
Yeah.
that was different to me at the time, but that drum fill at the beginning, and I noticed David doesn't recreate it when they do it live. It drives me nuts because that drum fill is awesome. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Oh, his
And
drums through that whole thing are so great.
yeah, very cool. And of course Greg's synth in it, which is that synth lead there should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
People would know that too.
Yes. And that's one of the things I love is, okay, so you start out with the guitar and then you add in the drum and then you add in some bass and here comes this unexpected synth line after the first verse. It's just incredible. It's it's just this build until you're getting to the end and Benjamin doing his yay yay,
Yeah,
just belting it out, and it's just this amazing elevation from beginning all the way to just smash at the end. I just love it.
yeah,
And then that
and
that little guitar twang on the way out of the song is just,
yes.
or no, maybe that's
Well,
synth. Is that
the whole ending of the song is awesome.
yeah?
Um, with that last synth sound that
It is the
comes.
synth. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, very cool.
Yes.
The also notable Cars Live Aid playing that
Mm.
song. And when they get to the
Yes.
end part of that song, and EE is killing it, man. I mean, he is killing it.
Uh,
He's all over that guitar.
yes. And that solo too is another one that you can sing. You can sing that solo. You can hum it. Anybody would know that solo. It's awesome.
Have you ever seen I can't remember the style of music, maybe bossa nova or something like that. Somebody did,
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about? And somebody posted that at once, and Ellie Easton replied to it, they got the solo wrong. Like it was
Love
off a note or something. It's
it.
like, oh,
Dude, it's bossa
only a
nova.
musician would comment on something like that. But yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty
Yes.
hilarious.
I wrote an article for the blog that has, I didn't want to like just rehash the song because everybody has, done a review of that song. So I just did my favorite covers or versions of it that I found. And one of them was that bossa nova version. There's also like a dubstep remix of it that I love. It's been done in so many different styles. There's an acoustic. Oh gosh, who is that? The guy with the cap. Oh, I can't think. There are a lot of great, great covers of that song. But
Damone off the
Damone.
Substitution Mass Confusion album.
Oh,
Simple.
nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then of course you've got Jack Black's little. Have you seen his little clip of him
Hmm.
interpreting it with his face?
I
That's
do
pretty
face
great.
solos.
Yeah, I love it.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
you can just never get enough of that song. I totally agree
So
with you.
when this song ends, then you get your first taste of the really quirkiness of the Cars.
Yes,
When I'm in touch with your world starts up.
yes.
And not, I mean, not a favorite. Matter of fact, my least favorite song. Yeah, my least favorite
No.
song on the whole album, but it's
Oh,
so interesting.
it's so
It's
good.
interesting to listen to. It's interesting to watch live. Just
Yes.
Greg,
Oh,
uh,
Greg. Yes.
and it's got my one of my favorite lines of all, Flick Fandango Phony.
Yes, yes.
I love that. But man, he's Greg Hawkes is a master of instruments we don't know the name for.
Yes.
We know slide whistle. The rest of it's like, what's that?
Yeah, that sort of
Uh,
rattle thing that he
yeah,
shakes and
yeah, whatever. Who knows?
yeah.
And that little click. He
Yes.
has to turn it. Yeah, whatever
Yes.
that's called. I'm sure he knows the name. See, we should have asked him that.
We should have. We should have asked for a
Greg,
list of instruments.
we should ask him. Yeah, Greg, I want, and you have 30 seconds to name all of the instruments you play, and I'm in touch with your.
On your marks.
Yeah,
Well, the funny thing is there are different versions. So in that version I used a whistle, like a gym class whistle. And then
yes.
that version I had a kazoo. And then there was the duck call, he's got the quack,
Yeah.
the horn, the bicycle horn. Uh,
There's a breaking glass sound in there that I
yes,
just noticed
I have a quote.
yesterday.
I can tell you that. Rick said, where is it? Where did I see it? Rick said everything's science fiction. It's a song people either love or hate depending on how close to home it is. Some of the strange sounds you hear are David Robinson breaking bottles on the studio floor.
Wow.
Yes,
All
isn't that
right.
awesome? Go Dave.
Yeah. There we go. And then the other thing I just noticed is Greg Sachs is in there in this song. I
Yes,
mean, I
yes,
just noticed that
that little
a
doodle.
couple of days ago. Yeah.
Well, and this was the song I was going to bring up as far as listening in the headphones. I just feel like I'm never going to hear everything there is to hear in this song because every time I listen to it, I pick up something different. There's a little like syncopated doot 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 doot, like when he gets to the chorus, this little synth thing that Greg does
Yeah.
that drives me wild. I love it. There's so much to
I
it.
I think this is one of those songs that um it's kind of like when I make graphics or whatever. I'll go back and look at something and go, how in the hell did I make this? And I bet if you ask them, So tell me about the making of I'm in Touch with Your World. They couldn't figure out everything that was in there anymore, you know?
Right, right. I'm sure. And I'm sure it wasn't okay, step one, let's add this. Now, step two, we're going to do, it's probably just like fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Ooh, I'm going to leave that sound in there, and fiddle around, fiddle around. Ooh,
Yeah.
Dave's drums are awesome. I mean, they're just the little,
Yeah.
tap
Ting.
on
Yep.
the tap on the
Ting.
cymbal oh, it's just, and of course you got Ben, that's one of the few songs where he does not use a pick when he plays it. At least in the live footage I've seen,
Hmm.
he doesn't use a pick on that. He just doom, 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 doom. And ah, I love it. His backing vocals complement Rick so perfectly when he gets in there. And on the music laden, he just looks as happy to be hearing and playing that song as the rest of us are to be listening to him do
Hmm.
it. I love watching him in that too. Greg, of course, is off the chart, but you just see Ben's getting such a kick out of it too. It just cracks me up.
Hmm. You can tuck it on the inside. You can throw it on the floor. You can wave it on the outside like you never did before. What is
What is it?
it? What is it? It's like a riddle.
I know.
Is it
What?
a is it
That's
a
what we
hanky?
that's what we should have asked Greg too. That should be our
What do you
opening. We have a question for you.
Greg doesn't know.
Nobody knows. Rick probably doesn't even know. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna I
Corn
a
dog?
funk after death. Yeah. Who knows? Weisenheimer brainstorm.
Yes.
We all thought Weisenheimer was somebody.
Well, it's somebody who's a smart aleck, I thought, right?
Um, oh, I didn't think about it that way. New thought.
They're not like a capital
Yeah,
W so much as just say you're real Weisenheimer, aren't you?
yeah, I forgot about that.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
I mean, I've never ever thought about that.
That's
I've always taken it as Weisenheimer brainstorm as a scientist, like um uh what the
Einstein.
hell's that guy's name? Yeah, I can't think of Einstein. Great. Like Einstein. That's the way I've always thought of it. Isn't that crazy?
That is
40
kind of crazy.
freaking years and I never made that connection.
That is kind of
Weird.
funny because I've never thought of it as a person. Maybe I've been called a Weisenheimer so much in my life that I just assumed
Yeah.
it was a smart aleck.
Yeah, I know the expression. But see, that's why we do the podcast, people, so you can learn new things
Yeah.
like me while I'm on
Things
here.
in different ways. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And it's funny, I actually think that I heard that as a child at some point because when I started listening as an obsessed person, I I always thought that they said I was like, "Oh, I'm in touch with your world." For some reason, I had it in my mind from far back memory that they said, "Get in touch with your mirage." Isn't that weird? Because now I'm like, there's no way they say mirage. What was I thinking? But it's like I just thought that as a kid somehow. I don't know. So I'm sure I heard it at least once growing up and was like, that's a weird song.
I'm pretty sure I originally heard like um psilocybin pony as something with macaroni or flick fandango phony as something macaroni.
Yeah, I
'Cause
thought
I
Flick
can
Fandango Phony was Big Fat Macaroni.
big fat macaroni. There you
Yeah,
go.
I was
You're
so
a big fat
disappointed when I was like,
macaroni.
what?
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be
By
macaroni.
craft.
That's right. Well, or like Paul, who's the guy that stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni? I mean, that's that's
Yeah.
what I
Yan-
thought.
Yankee Doodle.
There you go,
Yeah.
Yankee Doodle. I was thinking Paul Revere. I don't know. Yeah, Yankee Doodle. I thought
Okay.
he was. I don't know.
Yankee Doodle was a flick fandango phony.
I guess so. And a psilocybin pony.
Yep.
Who knew?
Who knew? All
Anyway.
right. Last song on the first side.
Okay.
Don't you stop. And I have
Yes.
one word. Ooh. That. That. When I first heard it made the song, still makes the song for me. Love it. Still can't figure out who's doing it.
I was just gonna ask if you had a guess.
I think it's Ben. I think it's Benjamin.
Really, I think
It
it's
sounds
Rick.
really. I don't see
Yeah.
Rick's voice getting that low for
Well,
that.
his
Ooh.
voice, he presents himself pretty one way, but I think he's actually kind of versatile. I really do. I think Rick can do. I I I think it's Rick. I'll have to listen again now, specifically for that question.
I'm just wondering if they're in the studio
Maybe it's Ben.
and RTB's sitting there going, Rick, I love this song. It needs a little something else. What can we put at the beginning to give it a little something extra?
Wait a minute.
Uh,
It sounds suspiciously like Justin from the Moody Blues. I always associate that voice with
I'm
the
a rock
Moody Blues.
entertainer, not a rock urinator. I think you're right.
I think that was Justin Hayes. I think for Roy Thomas Baker, you meant to say, okay, Rick, let's say we're going to change things up a little bit here. And I want you to just give me some punch. Just give me some kick. Let's hear it.
You wanna? Okay, I'll try it, RTB. And he starts off and he says, boom. No,
No, no, no,
I
no, no.
don't think the
What if
boom.
imagine what sound you would make if I punched you right in the gut?
No, let's just actually punch Rick in the gut.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, fellas.
Okay, Benjamin, get ready.
That's right. Yee, front and center.
Go. Boom. Ooh. Take.
I love it.
15-minute break while Rick gets himself back together.
Someone get Rick up off the floor.
Wow, we uncover so many things.
All facts, people.
It's all
All
facts.
all facts. All the time.
I could post that and just see how many people run with that one. But here's the thing about this song, though. As a kid, this was another one of those just kind of feel good songs. Because it rocked and I never really, looked at the lyrics or thought about the lyrics or whatever.
Yeah.
And then as an adult, you got people talking about this song and what it could be referring to. I don't know if there's ever been any
Definitive.
definitive answer, but you know what I'm talking about. About what it's referring to or whatever. I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
Really?
I have an idea.
Yeah. It doesn't shock me,
No,
but
I think it's pretty sexy.
still. I melt inside of you. Right here, your kiss is totally new. Right here, your hands are soft and creamy. Right here, your mouth is wet and dreamy. It's just what I like, so dim down the light. Don't you stop, don't you stop, don't you stop. If it makes you feel good. Boy, that's really putting the ball in their court.
It's very considerate.
Your rhapsody is blowing my cool. Your fantasies are written for fools.
I think it's a pretty sexy song myself.
Yeah.
I dig it. Elliot said he laid down that solo in one take.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
In the actual song, it's what kind of hair tickles my skin.
What?
In the song,
In the
what
lyrics?
No, I'm asking when you listen to the song.
Yeah.
If I asked you, your rhapsodies blow my cool, your fantasies are written for fools, your blank hair, it tickles my skin. What
Your
kind of hair?
long black hair.
Okay. In Rick's lyrics and prose, he has floating hair.
Oh.
Your floating hair tickles my skin. So there's a little difference right there.
Interesting. But they sing long black hair, don't they?
I wonder if that's one of those interchangeable things, with like night spots.
I was gonna say
nights. Changed around
I don't know. I mean, on the album though.
On the album,
I'm sure he sings your long black hair.
I just happen to have it right here.
Let's hear it.
Pull it out.
Don't play more than 30 seconds though. We're gonna get blocked.
No, I'm not going to play.
Oh.
I'm just pulling the album to see what the lyric sheet says in there.
Well, I know, but I wonder what they actually say.
It says your floating hair. It tickles my skin.
Pull it up on your phone.
Pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, pull up the song itself on your phone, because I'm positive they say,
your long black hair, it tickles my skin. Yeah, it does.
And I'm sure it does. The skin too. There's something about like there's little quirky things that Rick has done in his lyrics his whole career that like you'll pick out just a little thing like that and just be, oh yeah. This album, it never gets old.
Rick's gonna get punched. Okay, get
Get
ready,
him.
Rick. Oh my gosh, that must have hurt.
Oh, whoa. Greg, back
Okay,
off.
back off, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too far.
There you go.
Never doubt
Yeah.
us, Panorama.
Yeah. We know what we say.
Yeah, so on the lyrics sheet it says floating hair, and Rick's little thing it says floating hair.
So, see, I love stuff like that. So,
But
did they just get into there and he just sang it that way instead? Just last
in
minute
all
change?
fairness, the guy just had the wind knocked out of him, Donna.
He can't remember.
When he gets to that part, he's like, long black hair. He's fighting for breath at that point.
It's rough making a hit album. It really is.
Rick Ocasek, he's an artist, he's a lyricist, he's a musician, he can take a punch. He's like the Rocky of rock and roll.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I dig that
And-
song. It's a upbeat, fast rocker, and the guitar work in that's just incredible.
Yeah. Very incredible. Great way to end the first side.
Yeah. Makes you want to
And
just immediately flip your vinyl and just be like,
yep.
can't wait for what's on the next side.
And that side 2 of the debut, I'm going to go on the record of saying I think this is one of the best sides of a rock and roll album ever.
Nice. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. As a matter of fact, I think I probably played side 2 of my album and cassette in my car more than I did the others, which is why I went through so many cassettes, because I would just like rewind it,
Yeah.
and go back.
Just wear the one side out.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
yeah.
you got these 4 songs that are awesome. Some of them, well, I mean, I think all of them really flow into each other,
Yes.
whether or not there's overlap, but they all flow into each other. Because when you get to the end of "You're All I've Got Tonight," you're expecting the beginning of "Bye Bye Love"
Oh,
before "You're
yeah.
All I've Got Tonight" even ends.
Yes.
You're just waiting on it.
Yes. Um, yes. And you've got this Benjamin Orr trifecta to end the album. I'm sure we'll talk about it specifically, but Bye Bye Love, Moving in Stereo, and All Mixed Up, strung together. It's perfect. Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
So "You're All I Got Tonight" starts out with that drum intro,
Mm-hmm.
and
Power.
and unfortunately, I've screwed I was just thinking about this today, as I was driving back from the store. I was listening to "You're All I've Got Tonight," and it's my own fault, but now I cannot get out of my head Dave Robinson and his drums strapped to a fucking Zamboni when I hear this song. I kid you not. I think of it every time now. I just picture him on the Zamboni, playing the drums, moving around. But
I love it.
another song with just background vocal greatness on this.
Yes.
Man, it's just incredible.
Yes. Well, and the other thing about this too is Elliot's, and when they do this live, Elliot really stretches out a lot more. We're used to his short, concise, perfect solos, and this is great too. But he definitely gets room to move especially toward the end. And in some of his live performances, he stretches that opportunity and just is on fire. He rips it up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Which
He did an interview with Dweezil Zappa
yes.
and talked about this song that I saw.
Yeah.
He's talking about how he borrowed something from a lick or whatever from a Frank Zappa song. That
Yeah. Yeah. I only watched that once. I forgot. I forgot about that. Um, yeah. And this is one, of course, we talked about not very long ago in the Cars on Film, that this is one that, Smashing Pumpkins covered. It was in a movie. It was in a couple. Was this the one that was in that 70s movie? Dangerous Type. I think it was, wasn't it? About the girls, the sort of coming of age rebel girl and what?
Dangerous Type was in that.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You're thinking of Times Square?
Yeah. No, yes. Yes. I was thinking of Times
Yeah,
Square.
yeah,
I'm
that's
thinking of
dangerous.
I'm thinking of yeah, I'm thinking of Dangerous Type. I'm thinking of Dangerous Type. Sorry, I'm off.
That's okay.
Okay, you can't
I'm
always trust everything we say, right?
no, you cannot.
Even though just a minute ago we were like, see, we know. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
But
everything. I know. I admit it.
this is another song that Ben's kind of got that lead backing vocal to it.
Yes.
Um, and so this whole second side is Benjamin Orr's. I kind of feel, even though Rick sings this song, he's all over it.
Yes. Um, and he that ah sound,
Hmm.
and then also when they do it live, and he gets his little. I know I can't sing. He does his little ooh, like goes up high toward the end of it. It's just right before they start into the chorus.
What part was that
Awesome.
again?
No, stop. I know I'm terrible. Oh, I'm terrible. Terrible Bess.
you, sound, you sounded like a hurt monkey. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Oh,
not not that I'm a singer by any means.
oh, you are. You've got your recordings all over the place. We know about you.
Hmm.
What was that peace project you did?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Donna.
Yeah, I'll be pulling up a sample of that.
Let's move on.
Oh, yeah, you better be nice to me because since I
So,
edit this audio, I can add a clip in.
yeah, no kidding, no kidding. And do my voice. Donna, let's
Yeah.
listen to. Right. So we
Um,
go into the Benjamin Orr trifecta.
hang on just a sec. I want to say one more
Um,
thing about You're All I've Got Tonight. There's a guy in the Cars groups. His name is Dave Raymer, and he did a cover of You're All I've Got Tonight, and it is
oh, I
really,
saw that.
yes, it's
Acoustic?
so good. No,
Yes, he's
no,
incredible.
no, I don't think it's acoustic. It's not acoustic. It's him and his band. But he does
Oh, that's
this.
what I'm thinking of.
No.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Bye Bye Love that the guy did acoustic.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about
That
that.
was awesome.
That
Yeah.
was great. No, David Raymer did this one, and the way um he does this little upswing when he says "You're all I've got tonight." The tonight he sort of elongates it and does this little upswing, and it is I I love it. It's sort of an Edward Collins. Oh, it's like a you just
Sing it for me.
no. I'm gonna post it in the group though. It's really good. He kind of just sort of this jazzy. So anyway, Dave Raymer's version. You guys will find that. It's great, and I will try to remember to post it in the group because it's a great cover.
Cool.
So
All
yeah,
right. So Bye Bye Love.
yes.
Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun.
Oh, Dave, you know,
My 14-year-old crying song.
yes, there's that too. But this is my song. This is my song.
Yep.
I
Yep.
will never get enough of this song. Ever. I love it. Every single version by the Cars that I've heard and lots of covers that I've heard, so great. So great. And you know that there's that version out there, the stripped down, just Ben's bass and just the vocal. Have you heard that for
Yes.
Bye Bye Love? What, are you ordering stuff online? Are you
Very
tweeting?
cool.
Are you tweeting right now, Dave?
If you want me to be honest and real, I was muted and blowing my nose.
Oh, I'm sorry to blow your cover. You could have lied.
Yeah. See, there you go. Yeah, I should say, I'm fine. I was just re-downloading the Amazon app onto my phone.
Don't tell my wife.
Yeah, don't.
Um, no, I love the song. The version of, yes, there's a version of just the bass and the vocal for Bye Bye Love that is so amazing. And you hear this little secret yeah that Ben says that you just can't really hear in the normal thing, but he's got this just this quiet little yeah he says for the second in the second chorus, and oh, it's just so good.
Yeah.
And Greg's synth in this song,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Perfect. And there's more than one, like one of the things I love about Greg too is that he doesn't always just pick one sound for that song and then stay with that sound the whole time. You know, he's got the more muted, the first synth sounds at the beginning of the song, and then later he gets more of a high wiry sort of sound in the song later, and oh, it's so perfect. And Elliot, there's no solo in the middle, but at the end,
Yeah,
just one after the other, just these little rips that he does. Oh my
I love
gosh,
it.
so
With the
perfect.
dun 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 dun. Yep. And the one thing I've always noticed was with Benjamin when he sings "It's an Orangey Sky," his
Yes,
vocal changes.
yes.
They're like a little effect they have, and they're like a distant kind of effect.
Hmm.
Um,
He gets a little
Man,
soft. He gets a little
yeah,
soft right there, and yeah, yeah.
which is
And
what made me cry
oh, I
as a
know this.
14-year-old.
No wonder you were blowing your nose. It's probably really emotional
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, I was
I'm
just
being
yeah,
insensitive. I apologize.
nothing to do with sinuses. It's all emotion today.
Yes. And I love when there's like the demo version for this song, and his vocals are so growly and raw. And when he starts out with that, I can't feel this way much longer, expecting to survive. I mean, he's
Mhm.
just like raw, like oh,
Yeah,
I he's this is so Ben. The song is just all Ben, and the lyrics are great. Music is incredible. It's the perfect package. Perfect package.
A- and I'm sure I know they didn't intend it to be that way, but such a good teen anthem.
Yeah.
Uh, because all teens go through it. you know, so and so broke up with me, and
Yep.
and that kind. I
Always
mean,
some other
that's
guy.
yeah, da 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 da.
Yeah. Aw, Dave. Well, I'm
Yeah,
giving
no.
you a virtual, I'm giving you a virtual pat on the shoulder, just a little squeeze there. It's gonna be all right, my friend.
Thanks,
Um,
thanks.
you said there's that acoustic version that I just posted not very long ago. A little bit of a country twang to it.
Yeah,
Digging that. Digging that.
yeah.
That's a
He
good one.
he changes up the vocals a lot, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah, it's a great interpretation. Um, what else about this song? It's just the best. It's just the best. And then of course, the Rock Hall. It's always will be associated with my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame experience now. That was,
Yes.
yeah.
I wonder who came up with the with thinking that instead of singing "Bye Bye Love,"
Oh
to go
yeah.
to how
To
it is now.
yeah, the Bye Love. Yeah. And that's I had kind of forgotten about that too. That the Rick version, which I do appreciate very much, so different. Such a
Yep.
different feel to it. Very dragged down in a way compared to where Ben has more like a little more angst, more, emotion to it. Rick's version was kind of more of a, ugh,
Kind of.
yeah,
It's almost creepy stalkerish.
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I've forgotten about that. I'll have to listen to that again.
Yeah.
Rick's version. Did
But
they
there's
ever?
that. Go ahead.
Well, I was wondering, did they ever play Bye Bye Love live without Ben?
Not that I ever recall.
Yeah, not that I can recall either. Of course they got, Drive and Just What I Needed, but
And I can't recall if they played it during the Heartbeat City tour or not.
yeah, I
Um,
wonder.
it's not in that. It's not in that Houston footage, is it?
I don't know. I haven't watched those concerts for a long time. I'm gonna look up though while we're kind of talking here. I'll look up. I've got a little research tool that I use. um, yeah, I can't. I mean, I know they sang "Moving in Stereo." So they didn't shy away from doing Ben vocals after he was gone, but I just don't recall them ever doing "Bye Bye
No.
Love."
This was a song that Benjamin did when he was doing his solo thing in the 90s.
Yes, yes, for sure. It looks like the last time they did it was at the summit in Houston, September 12th. So yeah, it looks. I don't know if it made it to the footage, but
Hmm.
it's on their set list
Yeah.
for that.
I just can't read. It doesn't stick out to me.
And of course, the U.S. festival. So
Okay, so Bye Bye Love ends, and then you got the staticky noise
hmm
comes in, and you got that vocal that's panning back and forth, which is so freaking cool.
So cool. So cool. You have to listen to Moving in Stereo in the dark with headphones on. You, oh, it's a surreal experience. I actually, when I used to run early in the mornings when it was dark, would love when Moving in Stereo came on in my headphones, running in the dark down the highway. Wild, just a wild ambiance for that song.
Yeah. This is not the kind of song you went on during a romantic evening by any means, though.
No. I mean, if you're climbing out of the pool and about to take your top off, by all means. But romance, a little different.
Yeah.
You want a different feel.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that Greg said that the synthesizer that he donated to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was, he believes, the one that they used in recording this Moving in
Yeah.
Stereo for the album. That was pretty great.
Yep. I love the lines. It's so tough to get up. It's so tough. It's so tough to live up. It's
Hmm.
so tough on you.
Yeah.
I don't know that one always sticks with me for some reason.
Yes. There was alternate lyrics to that. Is it in Lyrics and Prose? Do you have your copy of Lyrics and Prose right there? The demo version, they had different lyrics to that "fly through a window" thing. Which
Hmm.
did you know there's an actual word that means to throw someone out a window? It's
Really?
Yeah, it was one of my son's vocabulary words this last year in our homeschool. It's defenestrate. To defenestrate someone is to throw them out a window. And so,
Wow.
yes, so when we were doing that word, that's what Sam and I were having a good laugh over, changing the lyrics to Moving in Stereo to say, it's so easy to defenestrate someone.
To administrate.
Yeah, but I know that when Rick sang the demo version of Moving in Stereo, he had different lyrics in a couple spots. I can't remember what they are now.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So we'll have to find that too. I gotta start making my little list here.
So when it starts flowing into All Mixed Up, um, and you got that keyboard part, and we're talking about a sign of the times, um, during that period of time when this album was out. That always reminded me of the like the movie Halloween. That music. I don't know why I've got that
Hmm.
connection, but they're kind of similar, but it's got that. It just has that Phantom of the Opera kind of
Huh.
uh, keys to it. The
Okay.
beginning of All Mixed Up, but
Yeah, I
um,
suppose.
this
I
is
can see that.
even when you listen to the cut where they have just Benjamin's vocals and the guitar
Yes.
on this song, you realize how amazing his vocals are. Um,
Hmm.
but at the beginning, you've got the Elliot's very faint lead work in
Yes.
there. I mean, it's so faint, and then all of a sudden, just kaboom, and it just takes off.
Yes.
It's I've always loved that about that song. It's just
Are you done gushing over Moving in Stereo?
yeah.
Wow. There's so much.
Well, there is a lot. There's a lot of slick production in that song. Um,
Well, and just that beat, that just like,
boom, boom. Yep.
and it persists.
Do you want me to cry over moving in stereo?
No,
Is that what
no,
you're trying to get
no,
at, or
no tears. You just sort of rush through it. I mean, like Moving in Stereo is like, they killed it at the Rock Hall playing it. It's so throbbing and just so, I don't know. I thought you would gush with me about it. It's so great. Of
I'm
course,
sorry I did.
and they
Sorry I didn't gush.
well, I'll get over it. I guess it's my turn to cry a little bit, but that's okay. Um, they opened concerts with it. You get that synthesizer mood going that Greg does, and all of his little
Yes.
knobs turning and his little wobbly
Everybody knows when
sound.
that song's going to
Oh
start.
yeah,
They
it's
would end whatever
iconic.
song,
Hmm.
and then he would just get that going,
Oh
and
yeah,
people would know.
iconic. Um, yeah, and then there's this one footage of, I don't know what show it's at, um, where it's pretty grainy footage. It's kind of old, Elliot's wearing like a green turtleneck, I think, and he's just banging out that beat. And he moves center stage. You know the footage I'm talking about?
I have no
70,
clue.
it's like 1978, and he moves center stage, and he's like kind of like shoving his guitar at Rick with every pulse. And Rick,
No.
oh, okay, I'm putting it on my list of posting
All right.
that too. Um, Rick, it's like Rick doesn't really want to play, like doesn't want to play that game with Elliot, kind of, like it's just so cute. And then of course Elliot moves back over to the side of the stage, and the poor guy gets a little tangled up in his guitar chords there because I don't think they were used to changing spots very much. But
Well, it's no wonder he got punched in the gut for Don't You Stop.
yeah,
Jeez, Rick.
I know, lighten up. I mean that in the nicest way possible, Rick, if you're listening, which I know you are. So
Oh yeah.
don't make this a strike against me when it comes to organizing your vault. Anyway, so okay, we can go back into all mixed up now.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off mid-thought. I apologize. But again, this is the trifecta, the Benjamin Orr trifecta, and three, to me, completely different styles and sounds all under the Cars umbrella. You've got Bye Bye Love, which is sort of a rocking, melodic, poppy-ish song. Then you've got just the dark beat of Moving in Stereo, and then you move into this plaintive ballad of sorts. Not that it's really a ballad, but just more of that emotional thing, and just three right in a row. I mean, just showing
Yeah.
off all of Ben's skill, because you've got the deeper vocal and in Moving in Stereo, you've got the falsetto and All Mixed Up. I mean, he goes all out over those three songs.
She says, "Leave it to me. Everything will be all right."
Yeah.
Love that line.
Yes. Yeah. She's always out making pictures. She's always out
Yeah.
making scenes.
Yep. It's always out the window.
Hey, another defenestrator
Yeah.
when it comes to making dreams. Anyway,
Yeah.
not all the time. Just when we're working on dreams.
I wish I would have had the forethought to, like, during creative writing class in high school for them to, when you had to get up and read like one of your poems, just for me to get up and go, this is called All Mixed Up. Um,
Love it.
She shadows me in the mirror. She never leaves on the light. Some things that I say to her, they just don't seem to bite.
It's
It's all
all
mixed
mixed
up.
up. Uh, it's all mixed
Mic
up.
drop.
Love it. I think you should just record some of those in general for us to do on the podcast. Just read some of the different lyrics. And now, lyrics and prose with Dave Curry. Do some sort of little.
Yeah.
We should do
Yeah.
that.
Hey, we
Yeah.
do lyrics and prose with Jason Hayward.
Justin Hayward. Yeah.
I'm
Our special
all
guest.
mixed up.
See, we could do a whole bunch of different people. I could say, okay, this week's episode of Lyrics and Prose is brought to you by Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues. This one's brought to you
Wow.
by Rico Kazik from New York. This week's brought to you by L. Glenn Duché. It's French. We could totally do
El
it.
Glenn doesn't have a voice, though. That's the problem.
Well, you'll have to make one up, won't you?
He never had a voice, old El Glenn.
We
Yeah.
could do one.
Yeah.
This one's brought to you by Roy Thomas Baker. Oh,
Why are you making Roy Thomas Baker's voice sound like the impersonation of Julia Childs? Is what it reminds me of. Oh, I've cut the dickens out of my finger.
And then you stuff the turkey. That's just the impression that I have of him, being flamboyant, being
Have you ever heard his
up.
voice?
I
Have you
don't.
ever, you've watched that interview? There's an interview with him and The Darkness. I
No,
think it's The Darkness, or is
no,
it the other band? Yeah.
I've never have. The only thing
Um,
I've heard Elliot do his impression of Roy Thomas Baker. I think that's the one I'm basing it on.
YouTube Roy Thomas Baker, and I know it's in there because I've seen it.
Okay, I'm doing it. Well, no.
And get his voice down, Donna.
Well, okay, sorry.
Practice, practice, practice.
I apologize.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, lyrics and prose all mixed up. Yeah, all mixed up is amazing. Amazing.
Great, great way to end the perfect album.
Oh yeah.
And Greg's little saxophone lead
Yes, Greg on the sax again.
going
Gosh,
off into the distance.
guy could do about anything. Um, I
You
kind
see,
of get
most people would assume that that's a keyboard effect, yet it is not.
no, it's certainly not. Trying to get the song in my head. I can picture him from Rock Goes to College, but I can't. It's got moving in stereo stuck in my head.
Do you know if they ever? Yeah, they did All Mixed Up live.
Yeah.
They
Oh
just
yeah.
didn't continue it on after the first album.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Because I definitely, they did it for sure on Rock Goes to College. It was so good. Um, well, see, now I don't know how true this is. My little research tool that I still have pulled up says that they sang it live 17 times. Um, but most of it 78,
In a
79.
row?
No, in a row. Encore. Um,
Now we're gonna play All Mixed Up again.
Jeez Louise. No, all through 78, well, 77, 78, and 79. And then it says that they played it at the summit in Houston, Texas, 1984. And I do remember
Hmm.
reading about that someone was saying that it was on the set list, but did they actually do
Yeah.
it? I don't remember seeing footage of it. Again, I haven't seen those shows for a really long time. I need to do that. I need to pull those up. But yeah, 78 and 79 for sure. They played it quite a bit. So, um,
All right.
yeah.
So any closing thoughts on the Cars debut?
Well, gosh, everyone always says it's so cliche now to say, it should have been called their greatest hits album. But man, it's so good.
Yeah.
Start to finish. I mean, even I know you're saying I don't even know what I would say my least favorites are. I mean, I think the ones I listen to the least would probably be like You're All I've Got Tonight. I don't know. I just feel like I listen to all of them. I just don't skip. If I put the album on,
Yeah.
I just don't skip anything. Um,
Well, and it's not that long of an album. It's like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that. So it's
40,
relatively short.
in fact. Well, and
And
here's some little tidbits for you. You ready for some tidbits? Or you had
mm-hmm.
something else you were going to say?
Tidbit away.
The first three songs, of course, are Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed. The order they were released in as singles is the reverse, Just What I Needed, My Best Friend's Girl, and Good Times Roll. All three of those songs are 3 minutes and 44 seconds long.
Huh. Never noticed.
Well, there you have it. And if you're a runner and you run about an 8.5 minute mile, you can do 4 miles with this song. I have
Only
timed
you
that
would
out.
know that.
I have timed that out. And they recorded it in 12 days. What else? What other little factoids about it do we know?
That the model
Ah,
on the cover cannot drive for shit.
well, yeah,
She's
according
in
to graphics we've
accidents.
seen. Yeah.
She's in accidents all the time. And she gets in these accidents, Donna, and this is what pisses me off about her. She gets in these accidents and major carnage, and she's always just like, "Oh, ha, ha,
Yeah, I
ha,
know. Big old smile on
put
her
my
face.
put my arm over my forehead and just laugh it off."
Silly me. I just went
Yeah,
off a cliff.
I just I just wrecked into an ambulance. Let the good times roll.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah, so pretty exciting. Just what an amazing feeling it had to be for those guys to have this album break the way it did. And um, after especially you think of Rick and Ben just trying one thing after another, this combination, that combination, picking up band members along the way. little Greg here, little Elliot there. Okay, it's all coming together. It's funny to hear how excited they were to get David in a way, because he was already kind of a celebrity of sorts, and so they got David and then they produced this perfect album.
Yep.
This
They
perfect
did
album.
what they needed to do.
Yeah, dang. It's timeless. It's really timeless.
And Rick took a punch.
You know what? The man suffers for his art.
He
He
does.
just, it's all
He
part of,
does.
what he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to dissecting the rest of the albums as we go along.
Yes.
But hey, Donna,
Tell me.
we got some Midnight Scroll this
Hey,
time.
you are
We've got
correct.
3 Midnight Scrolls,
I think
folks.
I think that's a
3.
record.
It is a record. And so we're gonna do this back and forth. Donna
Okay.
is going to start off, and then I'll do one, and then Donna can finish it up.
All right. Let me get some Midnight Scroll music going here, people.
All right.
Take me apart 'cause I'm out of control. Send me a letter on a midnight scroll.
All right. Our first email is from Susan Higgins. And she says, "Hi, Dave and Donna. Let me introduce myself. My name is Susan Higgins." You guys all should have been able to fill that in if you were listening. "And I live outside of Portland, Maine. I wanted to share with you a quick story and explain to you why stumbling on your blogs and podcasts are such a godsend to me. When I watched the Hall of Fame induction on HBO last month, I only just learned about Benjamin. I had no idea he even existed. I said, 'Who's this Benjamin person they're talking about?' I've been a Cars fan my whole life, but obviously only a casual fan because I didn't know band members other than Rick. Just enjoyed the music. When I was 17 in 1979, I was convinced Let's Go was written for me because I rode around in my boyfriend's car without my shoes on, and we listened to Cars albums on cassette tape in his rusty Vega. I have no idea why I completely missed the fact that the most beautiful and talented man alive was singing the songs I truly love." Fast forward to the induction ceremony. I immediately Googled Benjamin Orr and the whole thing started. I fell instantly in love. I watched every video, played every song, watched every interview. I bought many of the CDs on Amazon, and I just ordered a vanity license plate which says, so it's capital ORR-NG, or plus orangey as in orangey sky. Wow. And along with all this, I became incredibly emotional. I tried to figure out why I was bursting out in tears all the time, and I think it was because of all this lost opportunity to be a Benjamin fan. I didn't have the opportunity to appreciate him while he was alive. I would have gone to every concert. I would have gone to South Station in Boston in 1995 to see him perform. I would have been the loyal fan that I know I could have been. I heard that before his death. Let's see. In my internet travels, I ran across the Sweet Purple June blog. When I landed there, I felt this immense sense of relief because you get it. Aw. You understand how talented and special these guys are and how it can change a person. Granted, I'm late to the game, but I'm here now. The podcast has been another godsend. I feel a great sense of peace and comfort listening to all the information I'm hungry for. I'm making my way through each of them. I happened to listen to 31 first the other night with Greg Hawkes, which was fantastic. Now I'm listening to episode 27 about Donna's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame trip to Cleveland. I'm really enjoying hearing all the details. When Donna said she broke down, I said, "Yep, I would have too." Do you know if there will do you know if there will be any sort of gravesite memorial at Benjamin's resting place in October? I would make the trip out there for this. I'd love to meet all of you. Dave, your voice is very soothing, and Donna, your energy and enthusiasm is contagious. So thank you both for allowing me to be a 55-year-old woman who feels like a teenage fan again and embracing it. Susan Higgins, Brunswick, Maine. That's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, wow, that was,
I
thank you
have
for,
a soothing voice.
well, look at you. She must not have listened to the Jenny Durgan
Susan.
episodes yet, but you're right up there.
Susan, you're getting sleepy. You're very sleepy. You can hardly keep your eyes open.
Now blow your nose all of a
Sleep.
sudden.
Blow my nose.
Susan, thank you for that email. That was great. I appreciate you taking the time to write all of that out. Our stories are quite similar, for sure, as
Yeah.
far as coming in late.
Hey, answer that, would you?
No.
Who is it? I'll tell you who it is.
Uh-oh.
It's our old pal Rico sending in an email.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Here we go.
He's calling to make sure
Rico.
we got it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is some great timing. All right. So here I go.
Okay.
This won't be soothing. This
Oh,
won't
wait,
be a
wait, wait.
soothing.
Sorry to cut you off again. I know I always do that. But
Oh, see, Rico's calling back
sorry,
again.
Rico, hang on. Susan, I do not know of any formal gravesite visits that are being organized in October. I do know a lot of people go and visit him during that time, but I don't know of anything formal. So I just wanted to make sure I answered that question for her.
All right.
Okay, your turn.
All right. So we got an email from Rico. Our
Okay.
buddy Rico. You following Rico on Facebook?
I am friends with Rico on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Me too. I don't know how many followers he's got. I'll have to, or friends. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Greetings to you, my podcast friends. Hey, it's me, your old pal Rico. So yeah, it's summer. Let me tell you this, my friends. Working in a monkey house during 90-degree heat will make you rethink your career goals. You know that part in the You Are the Girl video where Greg Hawkes decides to defrost the hot babes and they dry up with that leathery fucking skin? Yeah, it's like that. I could sharpen a fucking straight razor on my forearm right at this point. What are you gonna do, you know? Anyways, summer. Don't make me laugh, Donna. Man, you make me. I'm trying to give Rico the due respect he needs.
Yes, I apologize.
Yeah. Anyway, summer's got your old pal Rico thinking about all the Staten Island festivities coming up in the next 3 months. Yeah, we just had that there Irish festival a couple weekends ago. Lots of Irish shenanigans and green fucking beer. As my Irish buddy Danny O'Sullivan from around the way would say, it was mad fucking nuts. But my favorite festival of all is the fucking Staten Island Tribute Rock Fest. 3 days of brewskis, brats, and bands from Staten Island pretending to be other bands. It's mad fucking insane. Imagine this, if you will. We got your Beatles tribute called Hey, Jude! For transplants from Jersey, we got Frankie Valli tribute band called Four Guys, No Balls.
Carry on. I'm fine.
There's an there, shit.
I'll have to edit that out.
There's an ABBA tribute band called Skin Tight Old LeMay, and a Moody Blues cover band called When's Intermission. And the big headliner, we got the boys from the St. George neighborhood, tributizing Led Zeppelin called Goodman's Daisy Dukes. This year, though, they had a Staten Island tribute for the most fantastical band in the world, the Cars. Now, I've seen a few bands covering Cars tunes on the socialized media. You got your Moving in Stereo, you got your Joyride fellas, you got the Trucks, you got your Heartbeat City. Holy shit, those Heartbeat City guys, they're dead fucking ringers for the Cars. I can't tell them apart. And then you got that band Drive and that other band Drive. Hey, is one band Drive a tribute to the other band Drive? Who the hell came first? Well, let me tell you this, my friends. As great as those guys may be, they're not even close to the greatness of the original Staten Island cover band for the Cars, Candy Schmo. These guys is mad fucking great, my friends. Now sure, the boys got the look and the sound down, but the difference is these guys ain't afraid to change up the song titles and lyrics to fit their image and to appeal to a Staten Island crowd.
Oh no.
They East Coast the shit out of these songs. They take the original Cars greatness and add some East Coast Staten Island common sense to each and every song they perform. It's unfucking believable. So here's the basic set list.
Cannot wait.
They start out with a song, leave or stay or whatever the fuck. Then they get the crowd going with, let's go. Hey, you waiting for the whole fucking street to turn green? After that, it's a Candy Schmo classic. Since I held you, holy shit, your top lip got hairy. After that, they dive right into the 1987 hit, You Are the Girl, I Am the Guy, capiche? Then the commonsensical, Got a Lot on My Head. Hey, it's a fucking hat! Then, about the time the locals are getting real brewskied up, they play, Down, boys, that's my sister. After that, the 5 o'clock traffic anthem, Don't you stop? Hey, I'm walking here. And the anti-authority song, I'm not the one, moron. It was some other guy. But the Staten Island favorite is Looking for Love, but I ain't paying more than $40.
Oh my
And then, of course, they finish up with My Best Friend's Girl. Nailed her.
God.
So when the crowd starts yelling, encore, encore, these guys come back out and they say, encore? What the fuck you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. And it's lights out, show's fucking over, half the crowd goes wild, the other half gets to ride in a paddy wagon down to station number 4. That there is some mad fucking magical tributizing, my friends. Yeah, Candy Schmo. Goodman's Daisy Dukes can suck it. Your panorama fucking friend, Rico Kasich. Well, thank God we got through that one, Donna.
Oh my gosh.
You're disrupting my chi.
I am so sorry. I should have muted my mic. Well, that wouldn't help you at all. Oh
If
my
you
gosh.
laugh, I'm going to laugh.
Oh
We all laugh.
my gosh. Oh, wow. Wow.
As a matter of fact, Rico messaged me the original poster for the Staten Island
Oh,
Rock Fest. I just sent it to you if you want to take a
yes,
look at it.
I see it.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty
I
awesome.
I see it. We'll have to post that in the group.
Yeah, it's a real thing. The Staten Island Tribute Rock. Mad
It
fucking
appears to
insane.
be from the documentation that I see. Yes, appears to be.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My
You don't want
stomach
anybody thinking Rico is a fake account. Fake, fake, fake.
hurts.
By any means.
No,
No,
we can't have that.
it is real. Yeah.
Whoa, well, thank
So
you,
Donna,
Rico.
yeah. You have one more?
We do. Hmm. Whew, okay. This is from our
Who's it
good,
from?
huh? What?
I want to know who it's from.
It's from our good friend Harold.
Harold!
Yay! Hi, Harold. This is says, hi, Dave and Donna. Greetings from Florida. I'm a little late in sending this email. I had wanted to comment after the Shake It Up and Heartbeat City reissues, but I missed my window. However, you both inspired me to pick up the vinyl. Someday I'll get a turntable in addition to the CDs. Awesome. First, let me start with the Hall of Fame shows. I would have loved the chance to attend, but it wasn't feasible. Donna, your accounts almost made me feel like I was there. It sounded like an amazing trip. You got to meet so many people from the Fanorama. You even got to stalk and meet David Robinson. I thought his speeches were very humble.
Stalk.
Yeah, I know.
See, Harold knows.
I tried to
Stalk.
gloss over that. Uh, yeah. I thought the speeches were very humble, and Benjamin was paid a tremendous amount of respect. I enjoyed seeing the clips on YouTube and on HBO. And no, I didn't cry. Fine. I didn't stalk. Okay. This was followed up by an amazing show with Greg. All I can say is the time flew by. Greg was gracious, funny, engaging. I hope you are able to do a second show with him. I really hope there is a door-to-door reissue, although I'm not optimistic as the liner notes and the inclusion of Tonight She Comes on Heartbeat City make me question if that will happen. I'm glad we were able to hear a song from Richard and the Rabbits. Keep up the great work, and thank you for all you do.
And Harold, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Harold. Stalk. Did I really stalk him? I just circled around.
I think that's the words you used during the podcast.
Oh, maybe I did.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I mean, I did go through a door I wasn't supposed to go through to come around the other end of the gift shop so that I could meet him walking face to face. I guess that could kind of be thought of as stalking. I
I
did.
think that was a great strategy though for you because naturally you look just lost. So
Oh, pardon me. Can I get directions to? I know you.
you're like,
But
yeah, you got that, you're kind of like Cindy Lou Who, you kind of got that kind, just kind of like, oh, should I be here? Kind of
well, I
look,
don't want to look vacant.
I didn't say vacant. I said
Okay,
lost.
just making sure. And I guess I
All
did
right.
chase down Rock Hall employees to try to get in touch with David. Yeah, I guess I kind of stalked him a little bit.
What was the name of the girl that you talked to, the ticket girl?
Robin?
Robin?
Hmm.
I'll have to remember Robin or ask for Robin when I go there
Yes, you
next.
will.
Yeah.
Yes, I will try
I'll
to
make sure
remind
and
you.
wear my I'll wear my night thoughts shirt
Yes,
when I go.
do.
Because that's what you were wearing, right? When you
Um, no, but what were we? No, we weren't. Oh no, I think I just had got up and introduced because Joe and I were doing the whole media thing, and so I introduced her. Oh, she was wearing a car shirt. And I said something about her being a fan of the cars, and I said, "Well, this
Oh,
is
okay.
Joe Milliken. He wrote the book," and then she was, wee. So it kind of all started from there. Um,
Yeah.
but she's in the Night Thoughts group.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. So I don't know if you're going to post
Okay.
a reminder that you're heading there or whatever. I don't know how updated you'll keep people, but um, yeah, we'll have to be sure and remind you because you must say hi. You
Yeah.
guys have to meet. She's
Well,
amazing.
message me. Is she the only Robin in our group?
I don't know.
I'll have to
Um,
look, and if we have more than one Robin, I'll contact you about that because I'd love to contact her and tell her I'm going to bring her some night thought swag.
oh, please do. Yeah, I just sent you
Yeah.
her. I just sent you her name. I just messaged her name. She
Got it.
got
Okay.
to work the VIP party at the Rock Hall. She said. Um,
Wow.
I know. So I was just, oh, I'm so jealous, Robin. Dream job. Well, one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Um,
do that. I got some night thought swag. We'll take her
awesome.
if
That'll be
she
so
happens to be
great.
working that day. I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly what day we're going. I think it's this. We're going on a weekend, so either going to hit it either Friday or Saturday. I think.
Do you have other stuff that you're doing while you're
Yeah,
there?
we're going to Niagara Falls.
Oh, I see. Because I was going to say you might want to even schedule 2 days to hang at the Rock Hall.
Yeah.
It's crazy incredible.
We're staying in Erie, PA,
Okay.
and it's equidistant from there to Niagara Falls and to Cleveland.
Oh, I see.
It's kind
Okay.
of midpoint. So,
Okay. Okay.
me wants the Rock Hall, my wife wants Niagara Falls.
Right. Right. Fair's fair.
I'm excited about the Rock Hall. She's excited about Niagara Falls.
Right. Okay. Okay. I see
So when
what's.
we're in the Rock Hall, she'll be going, oh.
Oh.
And when we go to Niagara Falls, I'll be going, oh, I'm getting wet.
Be careful she doesn't put you in a barrel.
I know. No kidding. All right. Well, thanks everyone who wrote in. Or I should say
Yes.
the two people that wrote in because
Well,
the other just shit made up. But
yeah, you're patting yourself
uh,
on the back for that one.
please send us emails to
Yeah,
nightthoughtspodcast@gmail.com. We
I,
appreciate them.
we do, and I do want to tell Harold an extra thanks because I know he's been trying to get he's been faithfully wanting to write an email in. He keeps in touch, and that's good. And so I appreciate that he got it in under the wire this morning. So that was good. So thanks, Harold. We love hearing from
Yeah,
you. Thanks,
and
Susan.
and I'll even add one to guilt the rest of you for not writing in, um, sending us an email. Is that Harold typed that email with his feet? Now,
Wow.
I don't want to do it again, but Harold has to type with his feet. So if Harold can spend 4+ hours typing with his toes to send us an email, certainly you people can type an email to us the conventional way.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
You go, Harold.
That's right. You're the poster boy for
For
for sending us emails.
night thoughts emails. Yeah.
Um,
No
this is
kidding.
a little unrelated side thing too, but I wanted to say that we have 102 subscribers now on our YouTube channel. So that's exciting.
Wow.
We broke the 100
That
mark.
is
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good for us. Thanks for listening, everybody. That's good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So Donna, where can people find you?
Ooh, come find me. I write a blog called www.sweetpurpleJune.wordpress.com. And I also have a page on Facebook called Benjamin Orr Sweet Purple June. And you can find me on Twitter at Sweet Purple June. That's right. I have to tell you, I had a sweet message from somebody I knew that I met in the cars world and kind of been chatting back and forth. And they were very careful to ask me if my last name was they thought it might be like an ethnic name, like I don't know. I'm not sure if they thought, maybe like Native American or some kind of, like, oh, that's an interesting surname, like I thought it was really nice. So I had to explain that it's from the lyrics of a Cars song. So
That
isn't
is
that
pretty
sweet?
awesome.
I know.
Okay.
Where can we find
Okay,
you,
so people,
Dave?
you can find me on Twitter at @night_spots. And of course, you can find us on the at the Cars podcast. Once again, we need some more followers on that because people have been following me,
Right.
but let's get some followers on that podcast page because I
Alright.
post things on the podcast Twitter that I don't post on the regular Night Spots.
I know, and I think I retweet everything. I wonder if we need to stop retweeting.
We need to stop retweeting. Yeah,
We'll leave that up
so
to
you have to go
RTB.
looking for. You have to go looking for. Yeah, leave it to RTB.
Does
All right.
RTB follow the Night Spots podcast?
Not yet, but I bet he will.
Ooh, do it.
I'm betting he will.
We'll
Yeah.
have to tell him. Yeah.
Good. No kidding.
All right.
All right. That does it for episode 32. We will see you next time with the next album dissection. And Donna, take us out.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Hey, greetings to you, my podcast friends. Hey, it's me, your old pal Rico. Night Thoughts, the Cars podcast, is not directly affiliated with the Cars or Rhino Records. So we don't end up swimming with the fishes. Here's how the whole thing goes down. Under Section 107 of the fucking Copyright Act of 1976, we got some fair use rights here. Like busting people's balls over things we don't like. Telling you how shit went down. Teaching you schmoes something new. And digging up dirt about the most fantastical band in the world, the Cars. You know how fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might other infringe on other fucking rights? Yeah, it's like that! The fact we don't make no money, we record this podcast for personal use, and teach you stuff so you're not a fucking moron, tips the balance of our podcast shenanigans in favor of fair use. So there you have it. Capiche?